What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. One of my sponsors, Steel Supplements, link and discount code down in the description, as well as a free stock for you guys from Webull. All you have to do is sign up. No deposit needed. You'll get a stock value between $300 and $300. Just follow that link. And I just want to come out and say, this is all speculation. I don't know that this is Madden 22. So if you're EA Sports watching this video, all I'm saying is this could be Madden 22, and if it is, I understand why people are very disappointed based on how poor these players look. Now, I will say, in EA's defense, they have not had time to go out and do their normal. They don't have a face scan, but they do use a multiple camera setup to take stitches of the players' images together and create the quote-unquote facial scan, so that could be part of it. But I will say, people are certainly circulating these images if they are accurate, and it certainly does not paint EA in a positive light. You also do have to give them time to go out and get these things complete, but the player models actually look very poor to me and look very consistent to what we've seen in Madden every game the past 5 years. So that makes me wonder if it really is Madden 22. Up to you. Pure speculation here that this would be a cutscene from one of the new Super Bowl cuts, that one of the 11 things EA came out, 10 things, however many they were, that they said community-driven responses had them go out and recreate. And that's really where this begins to take a more interesting conversation, because to me, when you're building this game on a dev kit and you have PCs that are much more powerful even than next-gen consoles, it doesn't make sense to me why we're looking at graphics like this. Now, I understand people may say, well, these images, could have been taken from a cell phone, the game could be a lot more crisper, but I will offer to you that in these situations, whatever this is, could it be Madden 22? That's up to you to decide. I'll put some links down the comment section here, and you can look at it for yourself. This, to me, is not the next-gen graphics I expected, okay? The player faces are seemingly scanned, but the uniforms all appear to have the same degradation. There actually doesn't appear to be much wear. Could be an indoor stadium, but again, the perfect uniform on and off the field, every uniform having the same marring, the same folding, gets old. When you look at the actual, I guess those are assistant coaches, it's not a good look. The player in the background behind number 21 looks awful. I will say, if this is Madden 22, again, pure speculation, very nice that they added the Lombardi confetti, but aside from that, this is not a game that's setting the standard of graphics outside of sports games or within sports games. And I think that's where a lot of people take this next gen not being on PC to another level, because by all means, Madden should be running the best on PC, without any question, without any doubt. Now, I also want to elaborate on something I talked about, because I did get some emails, and I want feedback from you guys. If you know any super fan, license plate guy, Fireman Ed, please send me an email. I want to reach out and have a conversation with these guys and ask them if EA ever did approach them about being in the game, now that more and more people are talking about the fact that EA is saying they can't get fans in the game, and instead, apparently, again, wink, wink, assuming this is Madden 22, right, you're telling me these are the fans in the cutscene that you just put in based on the community feedback. Because if that's the case, I'm seeing EA doing beyond the bare minimum. Essentially, they leave copy and pasted aspects in the game, they wait till the community has some backlash, then they go in and acknowledge it and make changes, but in those changes, it's a very short, quick time frame. And you get things that are very rushed, and in my case, I would say incomplete. Right? You can say this looks perfect. You can say this is going to get skipped. Me personally, if you're upgrading something, then upgrade something. Don't have this level of fan where one's in a hoodie, one's in a t-shirt, one is behind him in a jersey, and the other one appears to be in a licensed shirt. Now, I offer to you the super fan scenario because this is where, in a playoff game, in the Super Bowl, you would expect to see the actual fans that either you create or that are known in the team, right? Whether you're going to have somebody from the dog pound for the Browns, whether you're going to have somebody from the black hole with the Raiders, this is where that immersion would be. And if EA's stance is they can't track these people down or they can't afford to pay these people, a lot of community members have made very valid points that they need to show something that took place. Because if not, it doesn't make any sense that you're paying other football players, celebrities, athletes to come into Madden, which we assume isn't free, but you don't have the same money allocated to do things to make the game more realistic. You know, no one essentially is believing that the Jets superfan, Fireman Ed, wanted more money than Snoop Dogg, right? That doesn't seem reasonable. And that's actually validated by the fact that, again, this is a company that has went out, and when it's Madden Ultimate Team and they have their Madden Ultimate Team players, they bring them into the game as coaches. So something isn't aligning with what we're being told. You know, the excuse as to why this game isn't at the level it isn't making logical sense. This is a company that makes billions of dollars. You are telling me that you can't afford to pay for the likeness of a fan while you have Snoop Dogg playing your game. There's no one, even outside of gaming, that's going to hear something like that and believe it to be accurate. It just doesn't make sense. So again, if this is Madden 22, this is disappointing. This is clearly not the next-gen visuals we expected. And this is me being honest and saying I'm accepting some of the player faces with the impression that, number one, they haven't had enough time to do it in this situation. And number two, how often do we see their actual faces? They usually play behind a helmet. But if you're taking all that information and data and applying it in a scene like this, it doesn't matter what those players look like because this just looks horrible. You know, and again, when it's the one thing that they championed, when this is one of the key things EA took from community feedback was the Super Bowl celebrations, and this is what they provided, to me, that's a huge statement, right? We expect, care. We expect passion. We expect you to be proud of what you're putting in the game. And I think that's ultimately, a lot of times, the arguments in my comment section come down to people that think I'm just bashing Madden. I'm not just bashing Madden. I'm looking at a product and saying, I don't understand how someone can be proud of that and how they can't want it to be better. If the community's expectations aren't exceeded, how they can be happy. And I really don't know how anyone can sit here and tell me that Madden meets or exceeds every single expectation they have, because it falls short on just about every single category. Gameplay, a big one. Depth, immersion. For a while, this game was supported by graphics, right? Graphics was always the crutch that we would say it was the best in. Right? What sports franchise looks at Madden and says that's what we need to be? None of them. None of them. There's not one. MLB The Show does not look at Madden and say, yeah, we need this from Madden. It doesn't happen. Madden is that far down in the entire sports genre. And if this is the graphics they have for Madden 22, it looks like that's going to continue. Love to know your guys' thoughts on this completely speculative video about what Madden 22 may look like. Appreciate you watching, and I will be back in the week with more commentary.